Okay. L canceling.
All right, so now we're gonna talk about L canceling.
That's not an L cancel.
So what is L canceling? Well, it's a way to cancel, or actually, it cuts in half the landing lag of an aerial. So you notice that. Look at Ganon, or just do it without pausing.
Okay.
So look at Ganon right now. He's stomping on the ground, and he's touching the ground before like his actual move ends. And so what's happening is that you can see he's getting stuck in what's called landing lag.
Okay.
Here, do it.
So this is what a normal dare would look like. I will shield after to show you when the shield comes up is when I could do something else. So that's a normal. This is a normal short hop down air. It takes this long to bring your shield up. So there's a advanced technique called L canceling, which stands for lag canceling, and it's done when you do anything that would, I guess, shield in a way. As soon as you hit the ground with an aerial, you would press the shield, which for a default controller would be L, R, or Z. Yeah, Z works as well, but it's kind of weird. And so what it does is it will turn something like short hop dare, which takes this long, into this long. It's a lot quicker. Mess that up. And it's just a lot quicker, and it lets you do a lot more after you do an aerial, so it makes combos a lot easier. I'm bad at this without fast falling. And so it's good for like speeding up all of your moves. So you can do a lot of moves at once, or a lot of moves quickly, so you can combo. So for some characters, it's how you can chain one move to another move, because sometimes you couldn't hit it if you couldn't L cancel and dash right away. So with L canceling,
So the official timing for an L cancel is if you have an aerial move coming out and you're going to hit the ground before the move actually ends, before the animation ends, then what you do is you press shield, or Z, 7 frames, up to 7 frames before your character model touches the ground. And so, right, so that's 7 frames, so like 7 divided by 60 is however many seconds you have to do that. And so in Project M, you'll see if you do a successful L cancel, then your character will flash white.
I don't know how to get the timing. There.
Yeah, he'll flash white as he touches the ground for a successful L cancel. If you don't get it, then nothing's going to happen visually.
So, one thing to note with all moves in general, but one thing that'll probably mess up L canceling. I don't know if we want to get into what is it, hitlag?
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
We'll touch on that later.
Okay. No, there's a thing called hitlag when you hit someone. It slows the game down a bit. I guess that's it's a weird way to put it. It'll change the timings on it, so timings will be weird for when you hit another character. But we'll explain that later in more in detail.
Right. And so, among all the aerial moves that that the roster has, some characters have aerial moves that do what's called auto canceling, and it's a bit of a misnomer because nothing's actually being canceled here. But if a move auto cancels, then that just means the animation of the move is ending before you actually need to L cancel it. So some examples of this are Mario's up air. If you do it instantly, like right after you short hop, right after you leave the ground, there's no need to try to L cancel it because the animation has already ended by the time he comes back down to the ground. So it's just one less input that you really need to do.
Same with Gandorf's up air, Gandorf's nair.
Back air and dare if you do it instantly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so you can tell things. Oh, also Meta Knight's up air. You can tell if things auto cancel. If you look at the sort of the clouds, the white clouds that form right as your character is touching the ground. So you can see here. Look at the clouds. You can see they're kind of spiked. But if I do the aerial later, then you can see they're sort of puffy. And so you can tell an aerial auto cancels if the clouds are spiked. by the time you leave, by the time you when you get back down to the ground. So if they're all puffy, then you're going to be stuck in end lag. So that's just something to take care of. And so why is this all important? Why is L canceling important? Well, it's probably the biggest thing that'll speed up your game, your combo game at least, because when you combine it from what we talked about in the last episode, fast falling, you can do what's called a shuffle, or SHFFL, which stands for short hop, fast fall, L cancel. And so what that means is you short hop an aerial like that, then you fast fall it on the way down, and you L cancel. And you can start doing aerials really, really fast. Right, so this is probably the single most thing that will increase the speed of your combo game as you go forward. So what you want to do is get used to going with all your characters and being able to shuffle all of your characters' aerials. And so that's basically it for this episode. One thing to note, if you want to pause, one thing to note is that in this game in Melee, you can do light presses on the shield button to cancel your aerials, and that just provides you a small advantage in that if you do the hard press, then what happens is, and we'll get on this later, but like when you try to tech a move, then and like you miss the timing, then there's what's called the tech lockout window, where like you can't tech again if you miss the timing, but see, that only happens if you do a hard press on your shield. So if you do soft press by avoiding the click on a GameCube controller at the end of when you press the shoulder button down all the way, if you avoid that when you're L canceling, then you can avoid getting stuck in the tech lockout window. Say like if you're coming down with an aerial with a shuffle and you get hit, sometimes a hard press will save you, but other times if the move sends you up in a short amount of time, you'll get stuck in the tech lockout window and you won't be able to tech the move that your opponent hit you out of. So that's just, a short note at the end. But that's pretty much it for L canceling. Anything to add?
Nope.